Query number 9 is from Pune, Maharashtra. Not able to maintain the schedule, appointments, and new OPDs. The simple system is to identify how much time you're going to take for a procedure, measure that, and you decide who patient to treat. The very simple formula is treat or schedule as per the Pareto principle of 80-20. Most of you must be knowing the Pareto principle of 80-20, but for me, what it means is that 20% of your patients bring in 80% of your monthly money or your annual money. And the remaining 80% patients will bring 20% money. For example, you do 100 patients and you earn 1 lakh rupees, just presume for the sake of simplicity. Your 20 patients will bring you 80,000 rupees and your remaining 80 patients will give you 20,000 rupees. That is in short the Pareto principle of 80-20, which means you need to give a priority. I'll give an example here. For example, you have a crown and bridge or an implant patient walking in, and he wants an appointment day after. The patient is an old one, the medical history is clear, the consent part he knows how to do about it. He wants, for example, today is Monday, he's turned up today, he wants an appointment for Wednesday, and in the morning you see your schedule for Wednesday is already full, but you see at around 11 a.m. or so there is one scaling scheduled or there is one extraction scheduled. You can simply fit that patient in there, requesting that patient to take another slot of choice. Now that extraction and oral prophylaxis or scaling is not going to give you the similar returns as a crown and bridge or an implant. It is known as smart scheduling, just fitting that patient from here. Now this is called as scheduling. Now another thing is you need to know yourself. I have a quote for like knowing thyself is a bigger art than knowing others. If you know how much work you can accomplish in one sitting, in one procedure, one for one patient and one procedure, you need to understand that. You don't give stereotype appointments in your clinic, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 noon. You don't go about that task haphazardly. Appointments can be different also, 9 to 9:30 maybe, 9:45 to 10:45, maybe 11. You decide which patient to sit in where. Maybe your receptionist can do it. Maybe your other team member who is taking care of the appointments can do it. That is where you have to know. But you should know which patient has to be scheduled in there. But the problem is sometimes we have that Cadbury laddu approach ad. Man mein laddu bhuta approach. That Cadbury laddu that comes. Don't have that approach. Don't try to slot in that patient in that slot where the scaling or the extraction patient is already scheduled. The extraction may get bloody. The scaling may get out of control sometimes. Majorly, it may not happen, but it may get out of control. So, what do you do in such a case? You actually are creating a stressful situation for yourself. Now, if I come to simplifying that part, appointments and new OPDs, you maintain a system of appointment and keeping the way that you every new OPD should know it. Okay, we are checking you today out of turn, taking an excuse me from your current patient on another chair, but please do come next time with an appointment. You won't have to wait. The simple rule says Margaret Assumption has given a phenomenon ASAP, not as soon as possible, but it is a different lingo, which means course time are you going to take, and you can say see them and give them a long appointment as per the schedule, whereby it is conveyed to the patient also that you are taking care of them out of turn, but it won't happen the same next time. And all this system has to be scheduled. For example, you do a want to do a detailed consultation also next time. Give a slot, maybe at the end, morning, in the afternoon, in the whatever way you work, and make it a point to give appropriate time. The problem comes where we want to start the treatment in the new OPD also in the same sitting, which is a big no for me, big red cross for me. Never ever start the treatment in first sitting, especially if it is a medium to big ticket case. You need to have the patient mindset. You need to know the patient needs, understand them. You need to, maybe if needed, medical investigations also. You need to have the consent part also. How can you even start in first sitting? All this is not possible in first sitting. Sometimes the patient may be having different medications. Sometimes the patient may be needing a medical opinion. Sometimes the patient may be needing a consultation. how can you even start that? For this, you have to leave that insecurity of that patient going away. Once you that security that is not going, the patient is not going to be, you is all yours. Then skeptical if I should rely on associate approach starts with the first.
So the query number 9B was skeptical if I should rely on associate or fresher dentist. So whenever we do this kind of mistake, we need to remember that the mistakes start with the hiring part first, whether we hire the right person or not. And if you hire the wrong person, or if you hire just based on what you believe is good for you, and without, you can say, relying on the credibility part, then you will always have the trust issues with them. Problem is that we hire based on Miss Universe, Miss World type questions. Are you hardworking? Yes, sir. Are you committed? Yes, sir. Are you willing to Miss World, Miss Universe type questions, where the participants are asked the same question every year? What would you do if you were crowned Miss Universe? And suddenly, if that person is from India or from any other Asian country, the accent changes to American accent. Oh, I will see this crown on my head as a responsibility. I'll make sure there is no hungry soul on the planet. I will see to it that all the children should get good food. I'll see to it that ozone layer is not depleted. भाई तेरे को ozone के spelling आते हैं? You can't stay without AC. All you need is a Yash Raj or a Karan Johar debut. That is what you need. So these are actually questions which will have stereotype answers. So if you have trust issues, hire on the base of credibility. The main factor in deciding that is the ask mindset, attitude, skill, and knowledge. You can upgrade skill or knowledge, but attitude is something how a person witnesses, or you can say sees himself. What is the true motive? What is the trait? What is the behavioral, you can say, possibility of that? So you have to hire based on ask. I've done a detailed session last 30th June, last mini day of education. We did this session almost a year back. That is still on YouTube. You can check out that. So how to do hiring, how to do firing, it is all based on that. Then struggling with the price war and bargaining. If you are doing quality work, you don't need to worry about this part. I am in 24th year and I still 24th year of my practice, and I still don't know what my neighbors charge. Sometimes a patient or two tells that he is charging at this price. Why are you charging more? I said, I don't mind. You can get it done from them. It's okay. I don't mind. But these are my charges. You are expensive. I just smile it off. Thank you. Thank you. Being expensive is not an abuse. So the simple answer is that I gave in the morning as well, as if you are providing enough value to the patient, then you should not worry. Then you should not worry if the patient says that you are expensive, because everybody has a price market in India. Whether it is volume based, whether it is quality based, whether it is a niche factor, everybody sells. Take an example of Acer or Asus laptops. They have the price as their barrier. Entry point laptops, they also sell. Apple has a security feature or a unique feature as their, you can say, selection. They also sell. Then there are people like Dell, which rely on customization. You pick a processor, you pick a screen, you pick a speaker, you pick whatever you want. We'll make you a customized laptop. Of course, we charge a little more for that, but that's okay. That is their specialty. And all of them are doing well, which means everybody has a market. Trust me, bargaining is not an issue. I told you in the morning, जो गांव में he wants to go to urban, and जो urban वाला वो गांव में जाना चाहता है. Urban वाला बोलता है शहर से अच्छा, शहर में तो इतना रश हो गया, it's better to practice in the villages only. And the village guy says, my patients are not that worthy. I should shift to a city only. My talent is being wasted here. So the problem of plenty is there with everyone. Bargaining is not an issue as long as you have a specialty, niche, and a selling point. What is that thing that separates you from the crowd? If you can say specialist in something, people will somehow find a way to you some way or the other. But yes, you have to be visible also. You have to make public also aware of your specialized services, which you only can offer them.